Success is never built by talent alone. In every office, beneath the smiles, handshakes, and congratulatory emails, there are untold stories of ambition, jealousy, loyalty, and betrayal. Some people climb the ladder by hard work, others climb by pulling others down. But every choice has a consequence. Hello, everyone. This is KCA Production, where we bring you amazing stories, entertainment, gists, and everything that would lighten and brighten your world. Today, we're bringing you an original movie from KCA Production titled Office Politics. But before we go ahead, I'd like to ask that you please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe so that you can receive our updates and get more amazing movies from this channel. Like this video and share with your friends and family and loved ones. And you can also drop a comment in the comment section. Yes, this is Office Politics from KCA Production. In this movie, we have a number of persons. We have Damien Okafor, Vanessa, Roland, Esther Bello, Kelvin Dike, Lydia Hassan, Felix Ojo, Mrs. Grace Atonda, Mrs. Clara Onwosu, and Chika Okafor. Summarily, Damien is admired throughout his company for his honesty, competence, and dedication. When news spreads that a major executive promotion is imminent, hidden ambition begin to surface. Vanessa, who has spent years carefully building influence within the organization, refuses to let everyone stand between her and power. And through manipulation, office gossip, forged evidence, and strategic alliances, she gradually turns colleagues against Damien. As promotion draws closer, friendships crumble, trust disappears, and the office becomes a battlefield where appearances are carefully crafted and every smile hides an agenda. But unknown to everyone, a quiet investigation is unfolding, and when the truth finally emerges, everyone learns that the promotions may elevate careers, but character determines destiny. Again, this is KC Production, and we present to you Office Politics. Remember to subscribe. Early morning, the city awakens, cars flood the highways, employees hurry toward another ordinary Monday. Inside every office building are dreams waiting to be fulfilled, but sometimes one announcement is enough to change everything. Because the greatest battles are not always fought on the street, sometimes they begin behind polished office doors. At the reception in the morning at Apex Alliance Group, employees greet one another. Morning! Good to see you. How was your weekend? The atmosphere is warm. Felix Ojo walks in carrying a stack of files. Good morning, people. Who ordered Monday with extra stress? Everyone laughs. Kelvin wheels his chair from the IT office. Now you carry the stress, come on. Damien enters wearing a simple navy blue suit. He smiles at everyone. Morning, everyone. Several staff greet him with respect. Morning, Damien. Vanessa enters moments later in an elegant cream suit. She notices how everyone naturally acknowledges Damien. A faint smile appears on her face, but her eyes betray irritation. At the conference room, all department heads are seated. The atmosphere is serious. Roland Mensa walks in. Everyone rises. Good morning. Good morning, sir. He gestures for them to sit. Thank you. I've only been regional director for 2 weeks. I've observed your work, and I must say, the office has exceptional talent. The room brightens. Then Roland continues. Our headquarters has approved the creation of a new position, Executive Operations Director. Silence. Everyone changes glances. This promotion comes with a significant salary increase, expanded responsibilities, and oversight of all regional operations. Immediately, several faces light up. Others become thoughtful. Vanessa slowly folds her hands. Damien simply listens. Roland projects several performance charts. The selection process will not be based on popularity. Neither will it be based on years of service. Performance, integrity, leadership. These are the only criteria. Vanessa forces a smile. Damien nods respectfully. Employees return to work. Within minutes, whispers begin. It's definitely Damien. Who else deserves it? Vanessa won't take that lightly. Across the room, Vanessa overhears everything. Her jaw tightens. At the cafeteria during lunch, Felix sits beside Damien, and Felix says, "Boss, congratulations in advance." Damien laughs. "Congratulations for what?" "Nothing has happened." Felix leans closer. "Everybody already sees you as the next executive director." Damien shakes his head. "Let's leave the decision to management. Hard work speaks." Felix smiles. "You're too calm." Across the cafeteria, Vanessa watches them and Lydia notices. Lydia says, "Everything okay, Vanessa?" Vanessa smiles and says, "Perfectly." She takes a sip of coffee, then quietly mutters under her breath, "We'll see about that." At the parking lot in the evening, employees leave work. Damien notices an elderly cleaner struggling with heavy cartons. Without hesitation, he drops his laptop bag, helps carry everything. The cleaner smiles. "God bless you, my son." "It's nothing, Mama." "Emma Sheanio." "Don't worry." Unknown to Damien, Roland watches from the second floor window. He says nothing, just smiles. From Vanessa's car, she watches Damien helping the cleaner. Instead of admiration, she sees danger. Everyone loves the good guy. Let's see how long that lasts. A car drives away. A promotion was announced. Nothing had changed, yet everything had changed. Friendships would soon be tested. Secrets would begin to surface. Loyalty would have a price. And before long, one office would discover that ambition, when left unchecked, can become more dangerous than any enemy. Every workplace has two meetings, the one held in the conference room and the one held in whispers. Some people build influence with excellence, others build it with rumors. When ambition begins to outweigh integrity, every compliment becomes suspicious, every friendship becomes a strategy, and every silence hides a plan. For Apex Alliance Group, the battle had quietly begun. On Tuesday morning at the open office, the office buzzes with activity. Keyboards click, phones ring. Damian Okafor reviews a proposal while Lydia Hassan cross-checks financial reports. Kelvin DK walks over with a tablet and he says, "Morning, boss. The system update is complete. No more network wahala, at least for today." Damien chuckles. "Don't celebrate too early. Technology likes to humble people." Felix Ojo overhears them. "Just like Nigerian traffic. You think you are early until one trailer says not today." The group laughs. Across the room, Vanessa watches them through the glass wall of her office. Her expression remains calm, but her fingers tap impatiently on the desk. She picks up her phone. "Can you step into my office?" A few minutes later, a junior communications officer, Miriam Eze, enters. "You wanted to see me, ma'am?" Vanessa smiles warmly. "Relax, Miriam. Have a seat. You work closely with many departments. Tell me, what do people say about this promotion?" Miriam hesitates. "Honestly, most people believe Mr. Damien is the strongest candidate." Vanessa nods slowly. "I see. And what do you think?" "Well, he's hardworking. People trust him." Vanessa smiles again. "Thank you. That's all." As Miriam leaves, Vanessa's smile disappears. Trust can be broken. At the Human Resources Office, Estabelo arranges personnel files when Roland Mensah walks in. "Good morning, sir," says Esther. "Morning, Esther," replies Roland. "How are the performance evaluations coming?" "Almost complete. Every department has submitted its reports except corporate affairs." Roland glances towards Vanessa's office. "Kindly remind Mrs. Cole. Deadlines apply to everyone." "Yes, sir." At the corporate affairs office, Esther knocks. "Morning, Vanessa. Just a reminder, your department's evaluation reports are still pending." Vanessa smiles politely. "Oh, thank you. I'll send them before noon." After Esther leaves, Vanessa opens a drawer. Inside is a brown envelope labeled "Confidential." She stares at it thoughtfully. At the cafeteria, during lunch break, employees gather around different tables. Felix, Kelvin, Lydia, and Damien eat together. Felix points at Damien's plate. "Boss, is this all you are eating?" "Promotion candidates, they chop like university students." Everyone laughs. Damien smiles. "Simple food." peaceful mind. Kelvin raises his bottle. Now, wisdom be that. Across the cafeteria, Vanessa sits alone. Miriam approaches and she says, Ma'am, may I join you? Of course. After a brief silence, Vanessa sighs dramatically. Sometimes being good at your job isn't enough. Politics always wins. Miriam looks confused. I don't understand. Vanessa leans closer. Be careful who you admire. Not everyone has clean hands. Miriam's eyebrows rise. Are you talking about someone? Vanessa shrugs. Forget I said anything. Some truths reveal themselves with time. Miriam leaves, visibly unsettled. Vanessa watches her go with quiet satisfaction. Kevin runs a routine backup on the company servers. A notification flashes across the screen. Unauthorized access attempt detected. He frowns. That's strange. He checks the log. The attempt lasted only a few seconds before disappearing. He makes a note to investigate later. At the parking lot in the evening, employees head home. Damien notices Felix struggling with two heavy archive boxes. Without a word, he takes one. Oga, you know the tire. If I leave you alone, you will complain tomorrow that your back has resigned. Both laugh. Nearby, Vanessa watches from her car. She notices how naturally people gravitate toward Damien. Her frustration grows. She grips the steering wheel tightly. Everybody has a weakness, even saints. She starts the engine and drives away. At Vanessa's apartment in the night, the apartment is elegant but quiet. Vanessa removes her heels and pours herself a glass of water. She opens the brown envelope from earlier. Inside are printed emails, photocopied documents, and handwritten notes about several employees. One page bears Damien's name. She studies it carefully and she picks up her phone. It's me. I need a favor. No mistakes this time. The person on the other hand responds, but we do not hear the words. Vanessa ends the call. A slow smile spreads across her face. By the time this is over, nobody will remember the hero. Rumors rarely begin with shouting. They begin with whispers. A careless sentence, a doubtful glance, a planted suspicion. While the office prepared for another working day, unseen hands had already started moving pieces across the board. And somewhere in the shadows, someone had decided that winning mattered more than doing what was right. A lie rarely succeeds on its own. It needs willing ears, unanswered questions, and just enough truth to sound believable. As the race for executive operations director intensified, trust slowly became the first casualty. The office is unusually quiet on this Wednesday morning. Employees glance at one another, exchanging subtle whispers. Damien notices the tension but continues preparing a presentation for an upcoming client meeting. Miriam approaches Lydia cautiously. Lydia, have you ever wondered if someone could look honest and still be hiding something? Lydia looks puzzled. That's an odd question. Why? No reason. I just heard some things. Lydia shakes her head. Be careful with things. Rumors have destroyed more careers than incompetence. Across the room, Vanessa watches the conversation with satisfaction. Later that morning, Roland requests a meeting with all department heads. Inside the boardroom, he reminds everyone that integrity remains the foundation of the promotion process. Results matter, but character matters more. If anyone has concerns about misconduct, my door is open. But I expect evidence, not gossip. Vanessa nods as though she fully agrees. After the meeting, Damien returns to his office and discovers an anonymous envelope on his desk. Inside is a typed note. Some people are smiling at you while planning your downfall. Watch your back. He reads it twice before quietly tearing it into pieces. Felix walks in. Anything wrong? Damien smiles faintly. Nothing worth losing sleep over. As they leave for lunch, Vanessa secretly observes from a distance. That evening, Kelvin continues reviewing the unusual server activity from the previous day. He notices that someone attempted to access confidential personnel records using a temporary administrator account. Whoever did this knew exactly what they were looking for. He saves the log to a secure drive, unaware that someone is watching him through the office glass. When doubt enters a workplace, facts become optional. Good people begin defending themselves against accusations that have never been spoken aloud, and hidden behind every calculated move. Someone smiles. Ambition without conscience is a dangerous weapon. It doesn't wait for opportunities, it creates them, sometimes by any means necessary. At the finance office on Thursday morning, Lydia discovers that a confidential budget proposal has disappeared from a locked cabinet. Within minutes, the news spreads through the office. Esther immediately informs Roland. Only a few senior staff had access to this document. Roland's expression hardens. Then we'll find out exactly what happened. Meanwhile, Damien receives an urgent email asking him to report to the boardroom. As he enters, Roland places a printed copy of the missing proposal on the table. Can you explain why this document was sent from your official email account at 11:47 p.m. yesterday? Damien is stunned. Sir, I never sent this. Roland studies him carefully. The IT logs indicate it came from your account. Before Damien can respond, Kevin enters. Excuse me, sir. I've reviewed the server logs again. Someone remotely accessed Mr. Damien's account using a cloned login session. The timestamps don't match his office access records. The room falls silent. Roland looks at Damien. So someone wanted this to point at you. Outside the boardroom, Vanessa pretends to be surprised as employees begin discussing the incident. I almost believed he did it. Another employee says, looks like someone is trying to destroy him. Vanessa forces a concerned expression. This is terrible. I hope the truth comes out. As everyone walks away, her phone vibrates with a text message. Phase 1 completed. She quickly deletes it. Unknown to her, Felix, who is arranging files nearby, catches a brief glimpse of the message before she slips the phone into her handbag. Felix frowns. Something isn't adding up. The trap had been set, but instead of catching his intended victim, it had exposed a crack in the plan. For the first time, the hunter did not realize someone had started watching the hunter too. Truth has a remarkable way of surviving. It may be buried beneath lies, delayed by fear, or overshadowed by power, but it always searches for a way into the light. While the office tries to move on from the attempted sabotage, a quiet investigation had already begun. On Friday morning at the Apex Alliance group, the atmosphere is tense. Conversations stop whenever Roland walks past. The attempted breach has left everyone uneasy. Roland summons Kelvin, Esther, and Lydia to a private meeting. This investigation stays between us. No speculation, no leaks. Whoever is behind this understands our system. Kelvin opens his laptop. The cloned login didn't originate from Damien's computer. It came from an external device connected to our network for less than 5 minutes. Esther asks, can we identify the device? Not yet. Whoever did it covered their tracks well, but not perfectly. Roland nods. Keep digging. Meanwhile, Vanessa notices that Kevin has become unusually busy. Curious, she approaches him. Kelvin, you've been glued to that laptop all morning. Everything alright? Just routine security checks. Vanessa smiles. Good. We can't afford another embarrassment. She walks away, but Kelvin watches her thoughtfully. Something about her sudden interest feels unusual. Later, Felix enters the records room searching for archived files. As he reaches for a cabinet, he hears voices from the adjacent utility room. He pauses. An unknown male voice. You promised no one would trace it. Vanessa says, "Keep your voice down. I paid you to do a job, not to panic." Felix's eyes widen. Before he can hear more, a file slips from his hand and lands on the floor. The voices stop. He quickly grabs the files and walks away before anyone opens the door. Outside, his heart races. "Ha! This matter don't pass off his gist though." Unsure of what to do, he quietly tells Kevin what he overheard. Kevin says to him, "Don't confront anyone yet. Let the evidence speak." Felix nods. May God never allow evil people to prevail. For every lie carefully planned, there is always one detail left behind. A careless conversation, a forgotten witness, a single mistake. The walls were beginning to close, and though the mastermind had no idea. The strongest deception is not the one that fools everyone, it's the one that convinces the guilty they are untouchable. But pride often speaks louder than caution. Roland calls an emergency meeting. Every senior employee is present. The room is silent. Roland stands. Our investigation into the attempted data breach is complete. Several employees exchange nervous glances. Kelvin connects his laptop to the projector. Security logs appear on the screen. The cloned login originated from a temporary device connected inside this building. He clicks again. CCTV footage appears, showing a hooded individual entering an unused conference room late at night. Another clip follows. The person removes the hood briefly while answering a phone call. The room gasps. It is Vanessa. She stiffens. This proves nothing." Kelvin changes the slide. Phone records, visitor logs, and payment records appear. The external consultant who cloned Damien's account confessed after being questioned. He also confirmed receiving payment through an account linked to Mrs. Vanessa Cole. Vanessa rises abruptly. "He's lying." Before anyone responds, Felix steps forward. "I also overheard you talking to him in the utility room. You told him you paid him." The room falls into complete silence. Lydia places a printed financial report before Roland. The payment trail matches Kevin's findings. Roland looks directly at Vanessa. "Do you have anything else to say?" Vanessa's confidence disappears. Tears well in her eyes. "I worked for this company for 11 years. Every promotion passed me by. Then Damien came and everyone treated him like a hero. I couldn't watch it happen again." She lowers her head. "I made a terrible mistake." Roland sighs deeply. "Ambition is not a crime. Destroying another person's reputation is." He turns to Esther. "Begin the disciplinary process immediately." Security escorts Vanessa out of the boardroom. As she reaches the door, she pauses and looks back at Damien. "I'm sorry." Damien remains silent, his expression reflecting sadness rather than triumph. Outside, employees watch as Vanessa leaves the building, realizing how quickly unchecked ambition had destroyed a successful career. The mask had fallen, not because evil was clever, but because truth was patient. The office had witnessed a painful lesson. A position can be taken away. A title can be lost. But a reputation built on integrity will always outlive office politics. Victory is not always standing on the stage with applause. Sometimes victory is walking through humiliation without losing your character. The storm had passed, but Apex Alliance Group still had one important decision to make: the appointment of its new executive operations director. The atmosphere is calm. At the boardroom 1 week later, employees are seated as Roland enters with Mrs. Grace Atonda, the company's founder and group CEO. Everyone stands. "Please have your seats." She looks around the room before speaking. "The events of this past week have been unfortunate, but they have also revealed something very important. A person's true character is not tested when life is easy. It is tested when they are falsely accused." She turns to Damien. "Mr. Damien Okafor, despite the allegations against you, you never fought back with lies, revenge, or bitterness. You allowed the truth to defend you." Roland smiles. "That is the kind of leadership this company needs." Mrs. Atonda opens a folder. "On behalf of the board of directors, I am pleased to appoint you as the new executive operations director of Apex Alliance Group." The room erupts into applause. Felix jumps up. "That's my boss." Everyone laughs. Damien stands slowly, visibly emotional. Thank you for believing in me. This promotion isn't just mine, it belongs to everyone who chooses honesty, even when dishonesty seems easier. He pauses. There's a Yoruba saying, Iwa lewa. Character is beauty. And my late father always told me that a good name is worth more than riches. I pray we all remember that. The room applauds again. Lydia wipes away a tear. Kevin smiles proudly. Esther nods with satisfaction. Employees gather around Damien to congratulate him. Kelvin says, Executive Director, please don't forget your IT department when budget time comes. Everyone laughs. Only if you promise never to let Akas embarrass us again. Deal. Felix stretches out his hand dramatically. Oga, now that you have been promoted, remember, some of us still collect ordinary salary. Damien laughs and pats him on the shoulder. Hard work never goes unnoticed, Felix. Your time will come too. As everyone disappears, Damien notices the elderly cleaner struggling with supplies once again. Without hesitation, he walks over to help her. The cleaner smiles warmly. Promotion didn't change you. Why should it? Kindness doesn't need a job title. The cleaner nods. Chineke gozegi. God bless you. Some people become powerful, others become valuable. Power fades, titles change, but people never forget how you made them feel. True leadership begins with humility. Every office has politics, every workplace has competition, but every individual still has a choice to build or to destroy, to serve or to manipulate. The final chapter was not about promotion, it was about legacy. Employees gather outside for a brief celebration marking Damien's promotion in the evening at the company compound. Music plays softly as refreshments are served. Roland raises a glass. To new beginnings. Everyone responds. Cheers. Mrs. Atanda steps forward. Today, we celebrate more than a promotion. We celebrate integrity. She looks around. Starting today, every new employee will undergo an ethics and leadership orientation. Competence gets you hired. Character keeps you employed. Everyone applauds. At Damien's family home in the night, his mother, Mrs. Clara Nwosu, opens the door. She says, You're smiling. Something good happened? Damien kneels and hugs her. Mama, I got the promotion. She bursts into tears of joy. I knew your father's prayer would never leave you. Chika rushes in excitedly. Executive Director, looks like we'll be eating rice all week. Everyone laughs. They gather around the dining table, thanking God for his faithfulness. At sunset in the company building, the office building stands tall against the evening sky. Employees leave one after another. The lights inside the building begin to switch off, one floor at a time. In every workplace, someone will try to outshine you. Someone may even try to bring you down. But never allow another person's ambition to corrupt your own values. Because promotions are temporary, money is temporary, positions are temporary, but your name, your integrity, your character will follow you long after you've left the office. Choose wisely, choose honesty, and choose character. Thank you for watching Office Politics. This is Casey Production, and we hope that this story reminds you that while office politics may be inevitable, integrity is always a choice. Let your work speak, let your character lead, and let truth be your greatest advantage. I'd like to hear and see your comments in the comment section. What do you think Vanessa should have done? I mean, she said she's worked for the company for 11 years and she felt like she deserved the promotion, at least on the basis of experience or how long she's been there. But she apparently did not go about it the right way. So, what do you think she could have done better? I like to read from you in the comment section. Again, this movie, Office Politics, was brought to you by KC Production, and it's an original from all of us at KC Production. Please subscribe, like, share, and turn on notifications for more inspiring movies and original stories from KC Production. Do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you again in our next production. Thank you. Bye.